Hello and welcome to the Voice of TOD. I'm Tom, and in this video I'm going to give you my thoughts on Ghostbusters, the 1984 movie and probably one of the most perfect examples of a movie for everyone. This is one of the first 5 movies I ever saw. I did see Ghostbusters 2 first, so before this one, on VHS. Yeah, I'm old. And the next week I'm pretty sure I badgered mother and father to buy this one for me. The Ghostbusters movies and the cartoon, the original cartoon, not the, was it Extreme or whatever they did afterwards, the proper one, is something that really shaped my childhood from a very early point, and very much like Firefly, watching either this or the sequel will always put a smile on my face. In these movie reviews, I do not do spoilers, even for a movie that's older than me. So, if you haven't seen this movie, tell me your excuse in the comments and go and watch it. You can either come back and finish the review or finish the review and go watch it. I'm happy with either. But I want to know why you haven't seen this film. The movie is directed by Ivan Reitman of Stripes, Twins and Kindergarten Cop fame, and many others. And written by Dan Aykroyd and Harold Ramis, with an uncredited nod to Rick Moranis. You can see the level of, comedic greatness that we're dealing with here. The movie stars Bill Murray as Dr. Peter Venkman, Dan Aykroyd as Dr. Raymond Stantz, Harold Ramis as Dr. Egon Spengler, Ernie Hudson as Winston Zedmore, Sigourney Weaver as Dana Barrett, Rick Moranis as Louis Tully, Annie Potts as Janine Melnitz, and William Atherton as Walter Peck. The official synopsis from IMDb: 3 former parapsychology professors set up shop as a unique ghost removal service. If you really have to distill this film down into one line, one sentence, and still make it sound ridiculously amazing, I think that's pretty much it. Yeah. I'm on board even with that as your synopsis. So, with the admin out the way, what did I like about the movie? You can probably guess where this review is going. I've already mentioned what a huge part of my childhood this and the sequel was, so it's probably clear that I like everything about this movie. But I'll try and narrow that down a little bit, just to pad this review out, because I can't just end it on, "It's great, go watch it," although I probably could. But this is one of those movies that you only really get once in a blue moon. A totally original idea that is off the wall wacky and is written by, directed by, and stars a group of comedians who had worked with and around each other for a while. They kind of knew each other's strengths and weaknesses by this point. And each of our main 3, Murray, Aykroyd and Ramis, just seem to be having a blast on screen, and it's clear their chemistry and the easy way with each other just sucks you in. Murray's Venkman is basically the typical Bill Murray character. Utterly hilarious, charming, impossible. Obviously, being the star, he has the lion's share of the gags, delivered in a way that only Murray could do, and like everything else he's in, he just holds your attention on the screen. Ramis is Spengler, I think that's right, I don't know, English is my first language amazingly, but Spengler is much more of the straight, slightly removed science guy and the brains of the operation, with Aykroyd stands basically a hyper puppy running from crazy moment to crazy moment. Hudson Zedmore comes in a little bit later and doesn't get a huge amount of screen time, which is a real shame, because he's the audience's way into this crazy world of science and utter nonsense. It's a totally ridiculous idea of ghosts being caught by a pest control-like scientists, and you need Zedmore in there to just keep the audience focused, I guess, and give them that, this is the guy we're seeing everything through. He doesn't really know what he believes, but he's seen some crazy stuff, just like we're seeing on the screen. It works, it's great. And Ernie Hudson is a character, or an actor, sorry, who is overlooked by, look at the talent in here. He clearly is the fourth member, but he's just as key as everybody else. Sigourney Weaver's Dana Barrett gives as good as she gets. Being the love interest for Venkman and the first real focus of the paranormal activity set up in the movie, you need somebody of her strength and acting ability to try and keep Bill Murray at bay, I think. And she's fantastic, and it's a wonderful, down-to-earth, capable character until the ghosts start playing up and strange things start to happen. Quick shout outs to Potts' Janine, the secretary of the Ghostbusters, who seems, to me at least, a caricature of a secretary of the time, and Rick Moranis, who just seems to be playing himself, and it's pure Rick Moranis gold. Absolutely love Tully and the ridiculousness of his character. The opening scene is one of the greatest in cinema history and really sets the horror tone for this movie. But Ghostbusters is really a comedy, horror, romance, probably in that order. But it's so sharp, it's so well written, you can't help but laugh as the actors seem to be playing to all their strengths. I love the soundtrack to this. It's a great mix of soul, synth and pop. It all works and really complements the mix of comedic and serious notes throughout the movie. The set design is great too. It's very memorable. It's set in New York and it feels like New York of the time, but the gothic vibe is really tuned up to 11. It's very creepy in places. Which brings me on to maybe the only slightly negative point of this review, the special effects. Now, I still think that they are great. Maybe they don't hold up to today's lofty standards, but they have a real charm. And of the time, they were mind-blowing. And they really do work with both the aesthetic of the movie and the comedic elements. This movie was released 37 years ago to the day. We're on June the 8th, 2021 for reference. And it's movies like this that are just carried in people's heads and people's favourite lists by the solid cast, the great story. And I think really it stacks up in every department to anything that you could see now. Anything that Marvel are putting out, I'd take Ghostbusters over. And I love the Marvel films. They're some of the most popular films, and financially you can't fault them. But it's cookie cutter. This isn't. This has its own personality, its own feel. And you'd have an absolute blast watching this for the first time or the 100th time. So in closing, yes, I'm very biased when it comes to this movie and its sequel, but these films came into my life when I was clearly absorbing everything like a sponge, and I watched it and it left a huge impact on me. Honestly, I don't think there is a better way to introduce your child to blockbuster movies than something like this. The way the story moves through simple ghosts and into Bible, religion, cults, it gets really crazy, coupled with some fantastic set pieces, memorable moments, and amazing ghosts. I mean, Slimer, Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, they will go down, they have gone down in history. It's a really wonderful, wacky journey, and with characters you won't forget in a hurry. With Ghostbusters Afterlife coming out later in the summer, I actually checked it's November here in the UK. I'm really looking forward to seeing that film, and I was planning on doing a review for the original two movies to let you know basically how much I love them. But what better time to do them than for Ghostbusters Day, today. So, as an extra special movie review this week, I'm going to be doing a review of Ghostbusters 2, which will be dropping a few hours after this one. So if you enjoyed this, be sure to check that out and celebrate Ghostbusters Day with me, talking about Ghostbusters. And let me know in the comments what memories you have of Ghostbusters, even your favourite moments, characters, lines, quotes, and those excuses as to why you haven't seen this film yet if you haven't. I'd love to hear your thoughts, and we can all get excited about Afterlife together. Now, if you want more from me, I stream on Twitch regularly. We're currently playing through Divinity Original Sin, and I'm starting my run up to Halo Infinite with a universe chronological playthrough of all the Halo games. We've just finished Halo Wars. Next weekend, we'll be playing Halo Reach. And there's always the other channel, Todd Plays Games, where you can find all the past live streams. Stay tuned to the Voice of Todd for more movie and game news, reviews, and anything else I feel like talking about. And as always, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.